Welcome to Documentary Time channel. As you know, we make documentaries about iconic people, so make sure you subscribe to keep getting these updates and these topics. So let's stop wasting time today. Today we're going to talk about Rwanda's most loved president, His Excellency Paul Kagame. Paul Kagame's journey from a child refugee to the architect of modern Rwanda is one of the most complex, remarkable, and heavily debated stories in modern political history. Early life and childhood in exile. Paul Kagame was born on October 23, 1957, in Tambwe, located in Rwanda's southern province. He was the youngest of 6 children born into a politically prominent Tutsi family. His father, Deogracious Rudagambwa, had ties to the Rwandan royal court. However, Kagame's childhood was abruptly uprooted. In 1959, amid the build-up to Rwandan independence from Belgium, a violent political and ethnic upheaval known as the Rwandan Revolution broke out. Hutu rebel movements targeted the Tutsi population, ending centuries of Tutsi political dominance. In 1960, when Kagame was just 2 years old, his family fled the violence. They crossed into neighboring Uganda, joining tens of thousands of other Rwandan Tutsi refugees. Kagame grew up in the Nshungarizi refugee camp in Uganda's Toro region. Life in the camps was difficult and deeply shaped his worldview, instilling in him a lifelong sense of displacement and a burning desire to return home. Education and military roots. Kagame began his education in a primary school near the refugee camp, later moving to Wengoro Primary School. He attended the prestigious Inter School in Mbarara, Uganda, alongside his childhood friend Fred Rwigema. Following his father's death in the early 1970s, an unsettled Kagame finished his secondary education at Old Kampala Secondary School. Rather than pursuing a traditional corporate or academic career, Kagame's path was forged in the bush. In the late 1970s and 1980s, Kagame and Rwigema joined Yoweri Museveni's National Resistance Army, NRA, a guerrilla movement fighting to overthrow the dictatorship of Milton Obote in Uganda. MDG Advocacy Group. Kagame proved to be a highly disciplined, analytical, and strict operator. When Museveni successfully took power in Uganda in 1986, Kagame became a senior military officer and was appointed Uganda's chief of military intelligence. His reputation for being austere, incorruptible, and unforgiving of misconduct was established during this period. Recognizing his skill, the Ugandan military selected Kagame for advanced training abroad. In 1990, he traveled to the United States to study at the U.S. Army Command and General Staff College in Fort Leavenworth, Kansas. The struggle in taking over Rwanda. The RPF invasion. While Kagame was studying in the United States, his fellow Rwandan exiles in Uganda, who had formed the Rwandan Patriotic Front, RPF, launched a surprise invasion into Rwanda on October 1st, 1990, aiming to secure their right to return home. On the second day of the invasion, the RPF's charismatic leader, Fred Rwigema, was killed. The RPF forces quickly fell into disarray and were heavily repulsed by the Rwandan government army, which was backed by French forces. Kagame takes command. Hearing of the disaster, Kagame dropped out of his college course in Kansas and rushed back to Africa. He took command of the shattered RPF remnants, changing their strategy entirely. He withdrew the forces into the dense, volcanic Virunga Mountains, pivoting from open warfare to a highly disciplined guerrilla campaign. Over the next 3 years, he rebuilt the RPF into a formidable, strictly organized military force, steadily gaining territory, ending the genocide. On April 6, 1994, the plane carrying Rwandan President Juvenal Habyarimana was shot down, triggering the 1994 Rwandan genocide. Over the course of approximately 100 days, Hutu extremists systematically slaughtered an estimated 800,000 Tutsis and moderate Hutus. Kagame restarted the civil war with a singular focus: to capture territory and halt the slaughter. On July 4, 1994, the RPF captured the capital city of Kigali. By mid-July, Kagame's forces completely defeated the genocidal regime, effectively bringing the genocide to an end. Transition to presidency. Rather than immediately claiming the presidency, which might have further polarized a traumatized nation, Kagame and the RPF established a government of national unity. Pastor Bizimungu, a moderate Hutu, was appointed president, while Kagame took the roles of vice president and minister of defense. Despite his title, Kagame was widely recognized as the de facto leader and the true power behind the state as he managed the national army and spearheaded reconstruction efforts. In April 2000, following growing political rifts, Bizimungu resigned, and Kagame was officially elected president by the Transitional National Assembly. He has since won successive multi-party democratic elections in 2003, 2010, 2017, and 2024, with over 90% of the vote. Family and personal life. Paul Kagame's personal life mirrors his disciplined public persona. In 1989, while preparing for the RPF struggle, he married Jeanette Nyiramongi, now First Lady Jeanette Kagame. Together, they have 4 children: Ivan, Ange, Ian, and Brian. The Kagame family is highly visible in Rwandan public and philanthropic life. First Lady Jeanette Kagame is deeply involved in social initiatives, particularly focusing on the empowerment of women, the fight against HIV/AIDS, and the welfare of orphans. Kagame himself is known to be an austere, intensely hardworking man who famously sleeps very few hours a night, devours economic treatises, and spends his rare leisure time playing tennis or advocating for African sports development. How Rwandans view and admire him. Public perception of Paul Kagame within Rwanda is exceptionally strong, rooted in what is often described as an unspoken social contract between the leadership and the citizenry. While international human rights organizations and Western critics frequently label him an authoritarian ruler who restricts political dissent and media freedoms, his domestic reputation is characterized by deep admiration for several key reasons. The savior figure. To many Rwandans, Kagame is quite literally the man who saved their lives and stopped the total annihilation of the Tutsi population when the rest of the world looked away. The economic renaissance. Kagame transformed Rwanda from a destroyed, bankrupt, and blood-soaked state into one of the most economically dynamic nations in Africa. Through strategic frameworks like Vision 2020 and Vision 2050, Rwanda has seen massive poverty reduction, universal healthcare coverage, and a booming tech and tourism sector. Safety, cleanliness, and order. Rwandans take immense pride in the fact that Kigali is widely recognized as the cleanest and safest capital city in Africa. The zero-tolerance policy for corruption and the institutional discipline Kagame enforced from his military days have created a highly functional society. A unified national identity. Kagame pioneered the systematic removal of ethnic classifications from official identity cards. Today, public discourse focusing on Hutu or Tutsi is discouraged. Instead, the state promotes a singular identity. Ndi Umunyarwanda, I am Rwandan. For the vast majority of Rwandans who lived through the horrors of 1994, or the generation born immediately after, the stability, dignity, and global respect Kagame has brought to their country command a profound level of local devotion. Anyway, thanks for watching and subscribe to this channel so that you can keep getting documentary on iconic people. See you next time.